Quinnell, who has covered every blade tonight. Finau. Oh, that's an absolute flopper to Cohen, who chips over the top. He'll look to collect this himself, Ben Cohen, and just misses out. They put themselves in trouble there, the Scarlets. Poor kick. Taylor takes it away. And Stephen Jones, now he is the man to kick. Beale. Thompson's in the left wing position. Beale doesn't want to risk it on the touchline. He wants to retain this ball now. Northampton requiring 2 scores. Budgeon. Jones staying on his feet. The ball was coming out. No, he's off his feet. Can't play it. Doesn't. Good play. Cohen. Reihana. And then Heinemann. Plenty of beef. Really is a basher at times, Heinemann, but couldn't bash all the way through there. Cohen to Reihana. Tucker. Talking of bashers. Finau. And that's what he does do well. The physical. They try the blind side, and they get it off to Reihana. Bruce Reihana. And Barry Davies slapped the ball out.
It's 15. It's a penalty.
Penalty in 15 metres. Reihana was putting the pressure on. They need 2 scores.
Well, that's an interesting call. I mean, that is a try-scoring situation. That slap deliberately out. There has to be a case there for a yellow card. That's what the card was there for. Clever play on the short side. I say Robinson has been the pick of the Northampton players. Here's Reihana with a chip. Now, if that's not a yellow card, what is? Tell me.
Professional foul. Davies lucky to be on the field then. And would have been the final 10 minutes. Just about. And for the Netherlands Scarlets would have been down to 14. Barry Davies, a lucky man. It was a clear slap out. The referee was right to give the penalty. And Stewart was right to say yellow card.
It should have been a yellow card. I mean, so close to the try line. That was originally why the yellow card was brought into play. Look at that. Left hand comes out. He knows that's illegal. He knows that's a try that has been saved by cheating. Should have been a yellow card.
After a long debate, Paul Grayson went for the kick, and that is why, to get the 3 points, to put the Saints back within range of, first of all, a bonus point, but also winning this match. You feel it's there for the Scarlets to close out. They just can't do it.
But having said that, you know, in the second half, Robinson was held up on the line. Reihana was almost away there. Northampton have made chances, but they just haven't had enough of the ball. This isn't over yet.
Yes, they've had their chances right the way through the game. Robinson in the first half too. And he had the man outside. He could have gone himself. It didn't work in the end, and it's been a night of near misses for Northampton. Not too many of them, but some high-quality chances. This is good from their pack.
Stay on side, sir.
Robinson is the man who has to pick the time to release. He gets it to Grayson, who has wellied this. That's gone a country mile. Evans, it's awkward for the fullback, and Davis found the gap between Tucker and Cohen, and has a little word with his winger there. And it may not have been too polite.
Well, that is a brilliant kick from Paul Grayson. He has drilled that with a fantastic spiral, and Tucker and Cohen sprinted up on Evans and Davis, who have looked assured all night, and that's a pretty good kick. He threaded that one through a closing gap, but a position here.
Taken by McBride. Thompson gets a boot in, but that is a penalty. Throws the ball away, but Romain Fata, the touch judge on this near side, had a good view of that and signalled to referee McHugh.
And one's got to say, Thompson's line out again is really vulnerable at the moment. He's gone to 2 there, and Vernon Cooper has still got the better of him. Barry Davies has a slightly easier clearance kick this time.
And looking at that replay, the one we saw on Evans and Davis combining as the back two there, it's probably the right decision, wasn't it, to give it to the fullback? It was risky though, because the angle that Evans had was not a great one, and Northampton would have been that much closer to the line. It's worked out for the Scarlets. They lived on the edge there.
Good ball to Easterby.
And they're living on the edge. And the scoreboard, just 5 points between the teams. Sole try of the night, scored by Quinnell. This is Taylor.
Release, Tucker.
Scott Quinnell.
Move away, Tucker.
And then joining in again. Peel. Stephen Jones to Easterby. Haven't really seen him run with the ball in hand, which he's very effective, of course.
Move away, Green, move away.
Peel. Quinnell again to Evans, little offload, just keeping it tight, bashing through, using the big men. Justin Thomas that time. Peel goes for the kick. Oh, that's accomplished play all round by the team.
Playing the territory game at the moment. A little bit close to touch for Dwayne Peel's liking, but he got away with it. It's Quinnell putting width on it. And quite rightly, Easterby straightens it up, and then Peel just says an end to this. Let's ask Northampton to play from 70 metres.
That's what they're doing, is saying to Northampton, go on, you've got to go and try and win this match now. It's over to you. And of course, when there's that kind of pressure on, mistakes start to creep in. Definitely put in.
Just exercising a bit of a squeeze at the moment. Northampton really struggling on their own line, aren't they?
Are you okay or not? Huh?
Of course, the director of rugby at the Scarlets, Gareth Jenkins, heavily linked with the Welsh national job, which will come up after the Six Nations. That's what's been happening at the line-out. Your interpretation on that?
Well, they made the big call, didn't they? They brought the England hooker on, and since he's come on, they have really struggled, and most of those loss in the Northampton column have happened in the last 20 minutes or so. And I must say, you know, in the World Cup final, I was in the stand watching it, and I was amazed Dorian West didn't come on, because England just needed to control ball. Northampton need ball. They're not getting it from that set-piece area.
Third day of a World Cup final, of course, for Northampton. They've had a Heineken European Cup final.
Still in, stay down.
There's no doubt a win away from home at the Scarlets would have been a real bonus, but there's such a tight group. They will be heavily disappointed here if they lose. Held in by Daffyd Jones. Back to Peel, to Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones again from Watkins' pass. Watkins wants to get there to help him out, so does Finau. Driven on and driven forward. And a penalty smack in front of the posts.
Seven's come in the side.
And they feel it's time to apply the killer touch. Jones will take all the available time, the full minute. No need to rush this one.
Well, this is a big kick, isn't it? Because not only should it wrap up the victory for the Scarlets, but at the moment that takes Northampton into the realm of 0 points.
So Jones with the 3 points that almost takes the Scarlets away.
By Stephen Jones.
And the bonus point could be crucial to Northampton. Can they work it?
It's that little chipper again from Grayson, but Easterby takes that well.
Commanding play from Easterby there at the restart. Peel, Davis, and a fine game of fullback until he puts the ball out in the full to allow Northampton a possible route back here. And as the players trot over to this line-out, you've got time for your Heineken man of the match.
2 errors in the second half, but overall it's been a performance of belligerent beauty from Scott Quinnell. He's a lovely ball handler, but he's a brute going forward. His defensive work, excellent. And he's the man with the try that's made all the difference. Dwayne Peel has been excellent at 9, but Scott Quinnell, he has led from the front, middle and back. Here's the try, it came from the Peel break, and Quinnell uses his bulk to burrow over. They look to that man to give them the lead here in Llanelli, and he invariably does when it matters most.
That body is taking a battering over the years.
It's battered a few as well, mate.
It has, but you just wonder how many games, big games, that Scott Quinnell has got left. We made the point earlier in the match.
They're in the right place now, so it's up to you.
It is amazing how he keeps on doing it. Here's Smith. There's a fellow line with Quinnell. And Blowers. And it's still not out of this Northampton, as Seeley took it on, and then it's the big drive through the middle, asking Robinson to release the backs. It's been knocked forward by Llanelli Scarlets, so advantage. They'll take the scrum.
Advantage because your props come in the side. It's just a knock on. He was on his feet, he knocked it out of the scrum half's hands.
The referee explains that a penalty offence had then followed, so it's back for the original offence, which was the knock-on, as Peel and Thompson square up. Thompson with a big smile, but it's not a winning smile at the moment. His side have got to dig deep here and find 2 scores.
Well, what his side must do, yeah, I don't think they're going to have time to win this game. Although with a bit of injury time, if they could go over for a try from here, they'd be in with a sniff. But if they get anything from here, you know, a bonus point is going to be tight. We've said it before, Agen fancy themselves. Llanelli could be the strongest of the Welsh regions. Away bonus points are crucial. At the moment, it's almost as important for the Scarlets not just to win this game, but to deprive the Saints of a point. Big scrum, big play.
Big scrum, and a man who can't take part is Tom Smith, who is sadly being helped off the field. All 5 starts for Scotland in the Rugby World Cup. Tried famously against Fiji. Saving moment for Scotland. Smith is off. And it's Llanelli with the ball. Staggering, and Jones gets it away. And that's where the Scarlets have won the match. They've won it up front.
What time to nick one against the head. That will be a hammer blow. And I tell you what, Steve Thompson has had a rotten time since he's come on. What an indignity.
Well, he's hurting there, but he's given a good long ball to Robinson, who was then crunched. And Northampton
Step, please, step.
are looking at sort of last chance saloon here, really, to salvage something out of this match. Easterby tries to stand firm, so does McBride. Robinson wonders why the ball is not coming back. It's because Llanelli again are getting their hands on it at the breakdown, but that time illegally. And Northampton have a penalty, and they have a call to make here, but because of course 3 points takes them to the bonus point situation, and also they need the 2 scores anyway. Grayson has to go to the post, and he does.
It's receiving the jeers here, but that is the right decision. With the rules as they are, bonus point will be useful for Northampton. They came here looking for a win. They were up for this one. They've been outplayed, even though it's tight for large parts of this game. But right now, if they could come away with anything, that would be a real bonus.
And Paul Grayson makes, not for the first time in his career, a kick look ridiculously easy. There was a lot riding on that kick, and it's still not over. We have time to play here.
Well, exactly, and that's why they didn't need to go for the corner, because even a 7-pointer would have left them still needing a score of sorts. They're within 5, a converted try, and they pull off a very unlikely victory.
These will be nervous times for the Scarlets as they go long at the restart. Stephen Jones taking it, Reihana running it back. Can Northampton come up with something really dramatic here? Grayson looks for position, and in position is Barry Davies. And he goes high with his kick. And he's going to challenge. And it's been knocked on. And it's advantage, and it's Peel, and that's an offside, and that is a penalty, and that should be game, set and match.
But it's the subplot. Stephen Jones will want 3 points here, because this will deprive Northampton of what they thought was what could be the invaluable point that Grayson had just kicked him. Jones has not kicked well from ground this evening, but this will hurt Northampton and Grayson if it goes over.
Well, it's Jones' spot. He's getting familiar with that little patch of grass.
There's no doubt that the Scarlets have deserved the win. They've looked sharper, they've looked hungrier up front, and they've looked a little bit quicker behind. Northampton's defence has been excellent. Mark Robinson's been good, but there's no doubt, I think Llanelli deserve more than a 5-point lead tonight.
Time to close it out, though, with Stephen Jones, and he's just short, just short. And that could prove to be costly in the final analysis at the end of the group stage, but they risked it there to go for the restart try. Doesn't matter in terms of the victory, because the Scarlets have won again at Stradey. And Scott Quinnell, what a mountainous performance from him. They are so difficult to beat here. History proves it, not just in this competition, but going back many a year. And the Llanelli Scarlets, the new regional side, the side that most neutral observers are picking as Wales' best chance of lifting the trophy this season, take their first step on their way to what they hope will be a Heineken Cup final. They failed at the semi-final stage twice before. Is this their year? Well, there was certainly plenty of steel and metal in that performance, and it was typified by Quinnell, but he was backed up so well all round.
Yeah, there's no doubt at all. Llanelli started very well. They got a little bit tentative. They probably will go away and say there's an awful lot to work on, but the key in the first game in Europe is getting that win. They could have done with Northampton getting nothing, but Scarlets will settle for the victory. Northampton, they have some consolation, but they were blanked on the try-scoring level. They know that this is a tough group. Llanelli, they'll be pretty pleased with their start. They've got the win they needed, Miles.
Well, the score from Scott Quinnell in the first half felt crucial at the time, and in the end it proved to be exactly that, as the Northampton Saints say well done to the Scarlets, who they will meet again at Franklin's Gardens later in the competition. Let's join Graham.
Miles, thank you very much indeed. Stephen Jones, many congratulations. Delighted with the winner, I'm sure, but maybe a touch relieved. Thank you very much. Maybe a touch relieved as well.
Yeah, you know, we're delighted to get the victory. It was a pretty nervous performance from the Scarlets tonight. We spilled a lot of ball. There wasn't much continuity in our game, and I think we as kickers got a lot of work to do next week.
Talking about that last kick, you're about 6 inches short of depriving them of a bonus point. Will that stick in the craw a bit this evening?
Yeah, it's been, you know, obviously it's disappointing to give them a bonus point, but you know, we're just delighted to win the game, really.
How hard a match was it? Was it as tough as you thought it would be?
Oh yeah, very much so. You know, they're a great team, you know, and they got the World Cup champions in this side, you know, so we're delighted.
What about this season from Llanelli's point of view? We know all about the heartbreak of the past few years. How well prepared do you think this Llanelli team is to go the whole way?
I think we've got a slightly stronger squad, and obviously there's more experience there, but you know, it's a great competition, and there's a lot of great teams, but you know, we've got to win tonight, and that's what counted.
Well done to you, Stephen Jones. Well,
Cheers.
So, Llanelli up and running in this season's Heineken Cup, and a reminder that the busy weekend of rugby continues tomorrow on Sky Sports. So, 5 games. Here are the details you need to remember. Tomorrow we'll be on air at 2:30. 3 games to bring you: Leinster against Biarritz, Sale against Cardiff from Edgeley Park. Plus we'll have extended highlights of Stade Francais against Leicester, a repeat of the 2001 final. All those on Sky Sports 2. And then on Sunday we'll be on air at a slightly earlier time of 12:30 for Edinburgh Rugby against Toulouse, the reigning champions. And that's followed by London Wasps against last year's runners-up Perpignan. And anything that you might have missed over the weekend, plus a roundup of all the tries scored in our European Rugby special. Sky Sports 3, 8 o'clock this Sunday. But Scarlet fans will be happy enough. A few autograph hunters out in force this evening, picking up the signatures of their idols. But they'll be happy, won't they? They go home. Their side have picked up their first win in Europe. And the Saints have picked up a bonus point. 14-9 the final score. We'll sum up everything when we come back.
I'm sending in 007.
Where's Graves?
Right where we can't touch him.
You can't, but I can.
I take it Mr. Bond's been explaining his Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yeah, I think I got the thrust of it.
James Bond.
Units report, now!
Back in action.
So you live to die another day.
Halle Berry, Judi Dench, and Pierce Brosnan. Die Another Day. Now showing on Sky Box Office.
It's not your job.
It's not your accent.
It's not your clothes.
It's not your lipstick.
It's not your shoes.
It's not your laugh.
It's not your hair.
It's your watch.
You can tell more about a person by the watch they wear than anything else. Seiko Kinetic, powered by the movement of your body.
24 bottles of Beck's, now £9.99 this Christmas at Sainsbury's.
Red Faction, now on Engage.
Panasonic DVD recorders can record and play from the same disc at the same time. You control what you record. You control when you watch it. Panasonic DVD recorders put you in the director's chair.
Don't just play. Record.
She's in a car. No. Just a shadow. Water and cold glass. Red lips. Burning a hole through the window.
shorten the distance between imagination and image. With Canon Direct Print, you can.
This Christmas, the Carphone Warehouse is bursting with great deals. Bring in your old phone, and right now you can get a Siemens A50 pay-as-you-go phone from as little as $29.99. People of America, behold the new Big Tasty. I'm up here with it, you're down there without it. Juicy beef, yummy cheese, crunchy lettuce, onions, and tomato, which all adds up to one big, tasty British burger.
Sorry, America, but this one's only for us Brits.
I'm loving it. Sorry you're not.
So, there I was, Saturday nighted for Club and Country, dipped in fashion button. Everything is vertical and up nice, till I lose my stash point. And the guys, gone. Aha, top shelf. Presenting me, the best bog troll in town. Whoa. Wait, me? Didn't I explain? You read me wrong, audience. Was in the pink room, not the stink room. Smirnoff Ice. Lyric with perfection.
Do you need cash now? Call in to Cash Converters.
We are the Cash Converters. This way! Right! This is it! Come on at the back! Normally, we'd be responsible for checking Mr. and Mrs. Clark's meter, but here's the twist. Now they save money with paperless billing and register their own meter readings online. So you see, there's no reason for us to be here.
What did he say?
There's no reason for us to be here.
There's live Premiership action coming up for you tomorrow from midday on Sky Sports 2. We're live from St James's Park as Newcastle take on Liverpool. And on Sunday, we've got a double-header. From 1:30, it's our pay-per-view match between Everton and Manchester City. For further information on how to order this match, Sky digital viewers should tune to Channel 433 and follow the instructions. Cable customers, contact your local operator. Plus, from 3 o'clock on Sky Sports 1, Southampton are at home to Charlton. Full time though at Stradey Park, by no means a classic. Buckley and Etherley coming out ahead. Neither side looked on top of their game, but it won't matter to Gareth Jenkins. His side pinched the points, 14-9, the final score. It won't matter either to the man of the match, Scott Quinnell. He's talking to Graham.
Simon, thank you very much indeed. Scott Quinnell, was that a little tighter a squeak than you'd liked it to be?
It was a touch. It was a time that you thought it could have gone, against us, but we hung on in the end. It wasn't a great performance, but one thing we went out to do was get the points, and we can do that. We can work on the performance, but we can't get the points back.
You had a lot of territory, didn't you? But there were a fair few cock-ups when you were down their end. How frustrating was it getting out on the pitch?
Yeah, I haven't heard those technical terms before, but obviously it was difficult. We put the ball into their half, but we didn't put it into touch. We wanted to pressurise them by putting it